continue into the future with the show.
Luke Garcia claims he was fired and his last paycheck docked after a large table skipped out on their tab. Oscar Tucker says Mr. Garcia let his friends dine and dash, so the plaintiff is responsible for the bill.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, you are suing your former employer, Mr. Tucker, for $1,060 for unfairly firing you and reducing your paycheck. How long were you working for the defendant?
I was working for Mr. Tucker for 6 months.
Okay, and what kind of a place was it? It was a bar, grill?
It's a bar, grill.
So what was your position?
Notice how Garcia immediately frames the restaurant as understaffed. This is smart. He is building his defense around management failures, not his own mistakes. But here's the legal twist. Even if the business was understaffed, the waiter still has a duty to ensure payment. So the judge has to balance staffing issues with individual responsibility.
Position.
I was a waiter.
Okay. How was the place run, in your opinion?
Well, the place was understaffed, clearly.
Okay.
I used to work for him Friday to Sunday for 6 months. And then as a favor, I worked for him on Monday.
Favor?
Yeah. Okay, what do you mean by favor? You worked for free?
No, I did get paid.
But you weren't supposed to work?
I was not supposed to.
Okay,
yeah.
So you agreed to go ahead and work on your day off, and then
Exactly.
what?
And it happened to be game day, so it was very busy, busier than normal. And I would say there was about 100 people there.
Okay, and what's the capacity of the place?
It fits 80 people,
okay.
I would say. So this Monday was over capacity because I was weaving myself around to navigate between tables.
All right. So something happened that evening that ended up getting you fired. Tell me about it.
Yes. So I recall having one of the tables that was sitting 8 people.
$400. That is not just a bad tip. Night tit is a financial grenade for a small bar and grill. For context, a waiter making $10 an hour would need to work 40 hours just to cover that loss. The judge is not just looking at numbers, she is weighing intent. Was this a genuine accident or a deliberate scheme?
Sitting 8 people, and they skipped on a $400 bill.
Really?
Yep.
Did you know them?
I did not know them. Okay. I just knew
That's
one.
a lie.
Okay. I don't know whether you think this is some audience participation sport and that you get to just yell out whenever you don't like things, but that's not how this is going to go down. I will be with you in a second. I don't think, if you've ever watched me before, that you think that I'm going to rule without hearing you. I just can't hear you at the same time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I do go to school part-time, and one of the guys sitting in that table is one of the people I know from campus.
Is he a friend of yours?
He's not a friend. He just walks around.
Have you ever socialized
campus.
with him?
And here's the crack in Garcia's story. He did know one of the diners, someone from his school. Now, was it a casual acquaintance or a hidden friendship? Employers and judges alike will see red flags. It's not illegal to serve someone. You know, but when that person is tied to a Dine-and-Dash, suspicion skyrockets.
Polite, hi, and
okay.
goodbye.
Have you ever been? I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you this a third time. I mean it.
Sorry.
Yeah. So he's not my friend.
Okay.
I don't know
I
him.
asked you if you socialized with him, that means do you go to parties with him? Do you go out to dinner with him? Do you do anything with him?
No, we don't go to parties together.
Okay.
No, I just see him around campus.
Okay, I got it. So then, this party, how did that happen that they skipped out on you?
Well, it was an expensive bill, and I was serving drinks.
So
and
justified
food.
a Dine-and-Dash because it was expensive? I mean, so it was an expensive bill is the bad part. So, but you were serving drinks to them, and then how did 8 people get up and leave without getting charged? Because that's a lot of people. When it's 2 people, it's a little easier to sneak out.
I agree. Well, Mr. Tucker, in my opinion, is very cheap, and he had this place understaffed, and he could have hired security. There was only 4 of us on the floor, 4 waiters, and he
so
clearly
it just
could have
happened.
spent
All
more
right,
money
now
on
you bring that up to the manager, I presume, that night when you realized that it happened, right?
I actually talked to him, and
and
he
you
yelled at
told
me on
him
the
this
spot.
is what happened, and then how quickly did he fire you? Did he fire you that same night?
He fired me on the spot. Yeah.
Okay.
Firing on the spot is harsh, but legally it is not unusual. Most United States states, employment is at will, meaning an employer can terminate without warning unless discrimination or contract terms are involved. Garcia is pushing for wrongful termination, but unless he proves retaliation or illegal reasoning, that is an uphill climb.
Spot. Yeah.
Okay. And what you're suing for today, just to understand your lawsuit, is what? Explain it to me.
I'm suing for $660 worth of pay for the following week that I was looking for a job.
Okay.
And also for the $400 that he deducted from my paycheck.
Okay. So did you deduct $400 from his paycheck?
Absolutely.
Okay. And he had been working for you for how long?
6 months.
All right. Was he past the probationary period at your particular establishment?
We don't have an establishment.
You don't even have one. Okay. Got it. So had this ever happened to him before?
No.
Why'd you fire him? Because this happened, or more than because this happened?
This is a fascinating twist. The boss did not force Garcia to work. It was Garcia's idea to come in for extra cash. That alone does not prove guilt, but the timing is suspicious. Prosecutors are in this case. Employers love patterns. Sudden eagerness to work, then a massive unpaid bill. Coincidence or setup?
More than because this happened.
All right, talk to me.
Your Honor, he called me in the middle of the day, can I come and work an extra shift?
Oh, that was his idea, not yours?
That was his idea.
Okay.
I said, yes, we can always use extra help.
Have you had trouble getting people to work?
Absolutely. It's a small town, and it's hard to find good people to be waiters.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
But the thing is that what he doesn't understand is that we waiters, we make money through building relationships with our customers. So that's
Right.
why
Well, you didn't make a big tip on this one, did you?
And later,
And so I gave Mr. Dubois a call and asked him if he had any idea what this substance or what these bumps could be. And he said, oh yeah, I had a gelatin wrestling party.
we're back with the case of Luke Garcia, who brought Oscar Tucker to court for firing him and docking his paycheck.
It was a crowded night. We didn't expect it. It was snowing. We thought,
Wasn't there a game on TV?
yeah, but we didn't think, we thought with the
You thought the snow would-
I thought the snow was going to make people not come in.
Right.
And so, but we can always use extra help. We usually have 50 or more people at a time. But these people, he spent an inordinate amount of time with them. He was hugging them. He was laughing with them.
You saw that with your
Yes.
eyes. Okay.
Body language matters. The boss says Garcia was hugging and laughing with the diners. In court, this plays directly into credibility. Think about it. Would you hug a stranger after serving them a meal? The judge has to decide, was this friendliness or favoritism that cost the business $400?
Okay. Put your hand down.
It was so busy that I was out there on the floor, which I'm almost never on the floor. So I did get to see.
So you feel like they were friends of his and that he let them slide?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did you deduct $400 from his pay?
Yes.
If you were out there, how did you not see 8 people leave without paying?
I did see 8 people leave. I didn't know until
they hadn't
after they
paid.
left that they hadn't paid.
Does this happen a lot there?
Not often at all. In
Right.
fact, I've never had a bill 400 of people leaving. Sometimes there's, one person who sneaks out, or even a couple, but that happens, once every 4 months, 5 months. This hasn't happened, as far as I know, since he's worked there.
Okay. All right. Why would he have to? What is your reason for thinking that he has to pay you for?
Because this was.
I'm sorry, I wasn't talking.
I'm sorry.
What is the reason that you think he has to pay you your paycheck for the following week just because he fired you? Why would he have to pay your paycheck for?
Garcia's explanation is that waiters build relationships. That is, true good servers connect with customers. But hugging? In front of 80 to 100 patrons? That could look less like hospitality and more like collusion. This is where perception and reality collide in the courtroom.
To pay your paycheck for the following week because you feel that the firing was unjustified?
For me, taking a week off looking for a job because I believe it was a wrongful termination.
Okay, so
I think it's unfair.
you believe that he wrongfully terminated you, that he had no cause to terminate
yeah, absolutely, because it wasn't my fault. And one thing he doesn't understand is that
but hold on. Whether it was your fault or not, it happened, right?
It did happen.
Right. So, and you are, part of your job is to make sure people pay, right? Like, it may not have been intentional. He thinks it was intentional because he says he saw you hugging them. Were you hugging them?
Well, I did hug one person, Johnny, the guy who goes to school with me.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is that what he doesn't understand is that we waiters, we make money through building relationships with our customers. So that's why.
Well, you didn't make a big tip on this one, did you? No.
I did not.
So,
it was unfortunate.
So I don't think I have to decide whether or not he actually knew the group. I have to decide two things. I have to decide if it was a wrongful termination, because he's suing you for a week of pay because he says it was wrongful, and you're in a state where that matters. So tell me how it's not wrongful.
Your Honor.
V09, after 928, judge says it was not wrongful termination. Here is the hammer drop. The judge makes it clear this is not wrongful termination. Why? Because costing your employer $400 even by accident is illegitimate. Reason for dismissal. Garcia's argument collapses here, because the law prioritizes financial responsibility over workplace misunderstandings.
A waiter has 3 jobs. He's supposed to take the orders, deliver the orders, get the money.
Your Honor.
The most important part is get the money.
Your Honor, I was taking on additional
certainly from your
responsibilities.
perspective, I know, and that didn't happen. So why isn't that a reason to terminate you?
Well, I was taking on additional responsibilities.
It just doesn't matter. Why is it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you're suggesting that, he fired you for an illegitimate reason. It's not. It doesn't matter whether he has proof that you did it on purpose or doesn't. It is a good reason to fire someone if you think they did it on purpose, and it is also a good reason to fire someone if they cost you $400. Those are legitimate reasons. So I'm not going to order him to pay you your paycheck for the next time. That is not a wrongful termination. Now, on what legal authority do you end up deducting this $400 from his last paycheck?
Now the real legal issue, wage deductions. Employers cannot simply dock pay because of losses. The law allows it, or employees signed a contract, and guess what? Montana law bans this practice outright. This is where Tucker's case falls apart. He may have been justified in firing Garcia, but not in taking his paycheck.
Your Honor, this seemed like a scam to me. It doesn't seem like it. It was a scam. You call in and you ask for hours, then your friends show up and they skip out on the bill. I can't see how that's not suspicious.
They're not my friends.
Well, I mean, the one guy, can I ask you a question? This cost you your job. Did you ever call Johnny or whoever he was and tell him, dude, come back here and pay the bill?
Yeah, but he would only pay for one side of the 8 people.
Well, he knows that his entire group didn't pay. Maybe he should be collecting the bill and getting you your job back. I mean, it is a little sus. I'm just telling you. But I don't know that you have, and I don't know and I don't care whether you have proof, because you happen to live in a state that bans this practice.
This is why knowing employment law matters. The judge points out that even if Garcia signed an agreement, it would not matter. Montana bans deductions for Dine-and-Dash losses completely. This protects workers from bearing the full weight of unpredictable customer behavior. That is where Garcia finally scores a legal win.
Completely. You can't even, first of all, do you have an employee handbook that you make people sign and, that says if someone skips out, I'm going to be responsible?
No.
Yeah, don't bother even. Because some states, a lot of states, if you have them sign that, then you can deduct it. You're not even in one of those states. You're in Montana, and Montana says we're not going to have this practice. So you cannot deduct what was the bill, $400 that you deducted? That you do have to give him back. But I do find that not collecting on a bill, even if it's completely innocent, and it's a $400 bill, is a legitimate reason for a business person to say, you can't be a waiter at my place anymore. So I am ruling in favor of the plaintiff, but only in the amount of the $400 that...
And there it is, verdict for the plaintiff, but only $400. Garcia does not get his extra week's pay, but he does get his withheld wages back. The law is clear. You can fire a worker for a $400 loss, but you cannot make them pay for it.
that you deducted from his paycheck. You can't do that in your state. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Judge Millian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $400.
He's greedy. He needs to pay me the money.
I'm glad that he's no longer working for me. That's all I can say.
Coming up,
How much gelatin do you bring in for a gelatin party?
We bought 100 kilograms.
Okay, and then you put them where?
We had like a little pool, a little plastic pool in the
Like
backyard.
a kiddie pool?
Yeah.
Carrie Bushman claims her tenant threw a gelatin wrestling match in her yard, which ruined the grass. Dylan Dubois says the lawn wasn't great to begin with, so he shouldn't have to pay for a new one.
Ms. Bushman, you are suing Mr. Dubois for $1,525 because he damaged your backyard with wrestling gelatin. Okay, I can't wait to hear this. Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Yes, so Mr. Dubois was a tenant of mine in one of my properties that I rent out to college students, and actually was a really, really pleasant renter. Unfortunately, when the snow melted in the springtime, my tenants that are currently living there now gave me a call, and they were very concerned because there was these big bumps of moldy, jelly-like formations on the grass. And so I gave Mr. Dubois a call and asked him if he had any idea what this substance or what these bumps could be, and he said, "Oh yeah, I had a gelatin wrestling party,
okay,
and it must have not dissolved like it was supposed to be biodegradable, and I guess it didn't dissolve as it should have."
Do you have a picture of
I do.
the way the yard
I do,
looked?
Your Honor.
Let's see it.
It's disgusting. It's an eyesore, but also no biohazard. It's toxic. There's mold.
Right. So, what is a gelatin wrestling party?
It's kind of like a gathering of me and my friends. We decided to have a little tournament, kind of wrestling tournament. During the winter.
So how many people went to your party?
It was quite a big one. There was around 30 to 40 people watching the party.
And then how much gelatin do you bring in for a gelatin party?
We bought 100 kilograms.
Okay, and then you put them where?
We had like a little pool, a little plastic pool in the backyard.
Like a kiddie pool?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, we were wrestling it, and it was so fun.
Coming up,
in the instructions on the gelatin, when we received it, it said when we were done using it, just dump it and put some salt. It said it was biodegradable.
this is Justice for the People with Judge Millian. We're back with a dispute between Carrie Bushman and her former tenant Dylan Dubois over a damaged lawn.
All right, so it was super fun, and then this stuff is everywhere because look at that picture. So why didn't you all pick it up?
I mean, in the instructions on the gelatin, when we received it, it said when we were done using it, just dump it and put some salt. It said it was biodegradable.
Okay.
So I do not think it was toxic or was going to cause any harm to the health of people around.
Why was it so expensive? Like to clean up that, why was it 15?
Mainly because of the mold, Your Honor. It's very dangerous.
Was that the price just for cleanup, or did you resod that whole area?
I resodded just the area that was affected. I did not do the entire yard. I just
Let me see the receipt.
I resodded the area and the cleanup.
Thank you.
And do you have a picture of how it looks now?
I do, Your Honor.
I do as well, Your Honor.
You do?
Yes,
Let
sir.
me see.
Thank you.
Oh, this is interesting. Wait, is this the resodded area?
Yes, it is.
It's all blurry. I can't even see anything. I realize why you're blurring the people, but why are you blurring the grass? I can't even see. I mean, I don't know if that's just a really out of focus picture. And then did you trespass to take this picture?
No, Your Honor.
When did you take that picture?
Couple of days after I moved in. And I think that's
see.
the reason why she blurred the
So
picture on the
what
right.
you're trying to show is that, it's not like this was nicely.
It's not like,
This wasn't a manicured lawn situation.
Your Honor. That's the reason why she blurred the other picture. This clearly is the same.
Do you think?
Well,
Well, it is kind of blurry. I mean,
Judge Millian's verdict when justice for the people returns.
I mean, that doesn't look so great. Why would that be $1,500?
It's just to cover that one specific
Waste
area.
removal, resod, and labor cost.
Yes, labor.
Right, but see, you have to be sodded well at the beginning to be able to get him to pay for the resod. Certainly,
That
the
photo-
waste removal part. The part of this that was waste removal is only $200. Of this receipt that I see, I most definitely think that regardless of the fact that the manufacturer said it was biodegradable, he should have cleaned up after. He shouldn't leave it out there. The cleanup part was $200. That's what I'm going to order him to pay, because I don't find that you've proven to me that the way you handed it to him was well sodded to the tune of $1,500. I am ordering you to pay her $200 for the cleanup.
Judge Millian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $200.
So what is the takeaway here? In the end, Garcia walks away with $400. Tucker keeps his right to fire employees, and the judge upholds both fairness and state law. For employees, the lesson is simple. Protect your tables, but know your wage rights. For employers, do not cut corners with deductions. It could cost you more than the original bill. If you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button. Drop a comment with your verdict. Do you think Garcia was set up, or did Tucker overreact? And do not forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.